The episode that just dropped might be the biggest bombshell in Love and Hip Hop Atlanta history, and nobody saw it coming. Just when fans thought Kirk Frost had finally cleaned up his act, and Rashida could finally breathe, VH1 dropped footage so explosive it shut social media down for hours. A woman appeared on screen, not Jasmine, not anyone from the usual chaos, but someone entirely new, claiming to be the mother of Kirk's other child, one even Jasmine didn't know about. And when producers started rolling the footage of a secret paternity test, the entire internet held its breath. But the real moment that shook everyone? Rashida's face when she found out. She didn't scream. She didn't cry. She just stood up and walked away, mic still on. Silent. Cold. Done. This wasn't just another scandal. This was betrayal all over again. The fans were in shock. Is this child recent? Was Kirk hiding this during his redemption era? Why did VH1 wait till now to expose it? And most importantly, what will Rashida do now? Because this time, she might not come back. Their store, Frost Bistro, was booming again. And they even shared a lighthearted moment about possibly renewing their vows. Fans were thinking, okay, maybe they're really healing. But what happened at the 14-minute mark changed the entire narrative. A producer sat down with Kirk and casually mentioned, "So we've been contacted by someone claiming to be connected to your past. She says it's urgent." Kirk, clearly caught off guard, played it cool, laughing nervously and brushing it off like he always does when things get uncomfortable. But this time, VH1 wasn't playing. They cut to a shot of a young woman no older than her mid-20 seconds sitting in a hotel room, mic'd up and ready to talk. She didn't look dramatic. She didn't look like she came for fame. She looked tired, worn, determined. Her first words, "I'm not here to start no drama. I just want my child to know the truth about where they came from." The internet immediately perked up. She went on to explain that she met Kirk back in 2001, before the cameras, before the fame, before Rashida's glow-up. According to her, they had a brief relationship, and she got pregnant. But when she tried to tell him, he ghosted her, completely vanished. She said she was young and scared, and after trying to reach him multiple times with no response, she gave up. She raised the child on her own, now a two-year-old, and only recently decided to come forward after seeing Kirk act like the Family Man of the Year on TV. Fans were stunned. Another child? From before Jasmine? And somehow this never came up in any season? The timeline was messy way before Love and Hip Hop, but the hurt felt fresh. What made it worse? She had receipts. She pulled out old photos, showing a much younger Kirk with his arm around her at a birthday party. She had letters he allegedly wrote her. But the most jaw-dropping moment came when she showed the producers a paternity test request she had mailed last year, one that Kirk allegedly ignored. When producers asked if the child wanted to meet Kirk, the woman said, "He's grown now, he don't need Kirk, but he deserves answers." Cut to Kirk, sitting in a producer's office, lips tight, trying to act unbothered. When shown the photo, his whole energy shifted, his smile dropped. He stammered, "I don't remember that." That could be anybody. But fans knew. That look in his eyes? That wasn't confusion. That was guilt. Then came the moment VH1 had been teasing all week, the confrontation. Rashida and Kirk, sitting side by side on the couch, watching the footage for the first time just like the rest of us. And when the woman mentioned the word child, Rashida's face froze. She didn't blink. She didn't breathe. She just turned her entire head toward Kirk and said one sentence, "You got something you want to say before I throw this mic?" And just like that, the episode ended. The fallout was instant, and Rashida's silence said more than any words ever could. As soon as that scene ended, fans took to social media in droves. Twitter X was flooded with reactions, with hashtags like #Kirk got another kid, #Rashida deserves peace, and #LHHATL trending within minutes. The blogs were already slicing up the scene. Reaction clips were circulating TikTok, and Rashida's Instagram comments were blowing up with messages like, "Stay strong, Queen," and he played you again. But the wildest part? Rashida didn't post a single thing. Not a heart. Not a promo for the episode. Nothing. Sources close to production revealed that Rashida left filming immediately after that confrontation. She didn't return for the group scene scheduled later that day, didn't answer calls from producers, and even skipped the after-show taping. One insider claimed she was overheard saying, "This man humiliates me every chance he gets. I'm done. This ain't even TV no more. This is my life." And fans agreed. This didn't feel like a storyline. This felt real, raw, unedited betrayal. Meanwhile, Kirk was scrambling. He released a quick video on Instagram the next morning, filmed in his car, where he said, "Y'all don't believe everything you see on TV. There's always more to the story. I'll clear this up real soon." But nobody was buying it. The comments section dragged him. "You said that when Jasmine popped up too," one user replied. "How many kids gotta show up before you stop lying?" Another added. And while Kirk was fumbling damage control, the woman at the center of it all, the one who claimed to be the mother of Kirk's child, was going viral. Her name? Tasha. She stayed off social media for the most part, but one of her old Facebook posts started resurfacing. In it, she posted a birthday message from 2 years ago that read, "Another year around the sun for my baby boy. I still wish his father was man enough to show up for him. But I'll always be both parents." The photo attached? A young man with a very familiar face, same eyes, same smirk, same attitude. Fans were calling him Kirk's twin. The resemblance was undeniable. And then came the real twist. Someone leaked an old DM between Kirk and Tasha. It was dated just 8 months ago, long after he claimed he didn't remember her. The message said, "I told you we can't talk about this again. That was years ago. Don't bring this to my wife or VH1. Boom. Proof. Not only did he remember her, he warned her not to go public. And now, the whole world knew. This wasn't just a scandal. It was the unraveling of Kirk's redemption arc. And for Rashida, it might be the final straw. The internet was eating Kirk alive, and Rashida? She still hadn't said a word. That silence was deafening. Fans begged her for a post, a story, even just a song lyric to give them a sign. But nothing came. And in reality, Rashida was avoiding the public like her life depended on it. Sources say she packed a bag the night the episode aired and went to stay with her mother. Friends close to her told the Shade Room that Rashida was completely blindsided and not emotionally prepared for another betrayal to play out in front of millions. Meanwhile, Kirk was trying to control the narrative. He made a second video, this time longer, saying, "That situation y'all saw on the show is complicated. It's from decades ago. People bringing stuff back up for clout. Don't believe every tear y'all see on TV." But that move backfired. The woman, Tasha, clapped back in the most savage way possible by going live with her son. And when viewers saw that boy's face, it was game over. The resemblance was undeniable. He looked like Kirk, walked like Kirk, even had that same smug smirk Kirk gets when he thinks he's charming. Tamar Braxton's cousin even commented, "That boy could host Frost Bistro with no ID." It was that clear. During the live, Tasha kept it classy. She didn't bash Kirk. She didn't attack Rashida. She simply said, "This ain't about money, clout, or love and hip-hop. This is about truth. My son deserves to know who he is and who he came from." The son sat quietly, nodding, and added, "I ain't looking for a daddy. I just want to know why I was treated like I ain't exist." That one sentence broke the internet. Fans were crying, blogs were reposting, even celebrities started commenting. Candy Burris commented a heart emoji. Yandy Smith reposted the clip with the words, "Accountability matters." It was clear public opinion was turning completely against Kirk. And VH1? They leaned into the chaos. They released bonus unseen footage from the episode, showing Kirk backstage, asking producers not to air certain parts of the confrontation. In the clip, he says, "I got my wife back after all that Jasmine mess. Don't do this to me again. Cut that scene. Too late. Fans were furious that Kirk even tried to manipulate production again. They started posting old clips of him gaslighting Rashida, comparing his tone, his words, and his crocodile tears. One clip showed him back in season 6 saying, "It was just a mistake, babe. You're overreacting." The same line he used again this season. Now people weren't just angry, they were done. Done with Kirk. Done with the lies. Done with Rashida always being the one to clean up his mess. And the whispers began again. Is this the storyline that finally breaks Rashida? Rashida had been silent for days, but her next move left the internet frozen. A single photo. No caption, no filter, no glam. Just Rashida, barefaced, sitting alone at the Frost Bistro patio, sipping tea with red eyes and a tissue in her lap. And that image? It hit different. You could feel the pain through the screen. Fans immediately knew she was hurting not just from betrayal, but from public embarrassment. Again. And this time, there was no excuse. No edits. No, it's just TV. It was too real, too raw, and entirely avoidable. While Kirk kept trying to spin the narrative, Rashida's silence became her strength. Everyone waited for a statement, a live, a tweet, anything, but she gave them nothing. That photo was enough. In the background, you could even see a piece of the Family First mural painted on the wall of their business. The irony was painful. Meanwhile, Kirk's world was falling apart. Business slowed. Bloggers dragged him. Even former friends were distancing themselves. Word on the street was that several brands quietly pulled out of working with Frost Bistro, not wanting to be associated with the negativity. One former partner said, "They're great people, but this ain't a good look for our company right now." And just when things couldn't get worse, Jasmine jumped in. Yes, that Jasmine, mother of Kirk's other known child, hopped on Instagram with a cryptic quote, "You ain't sorry, you just sorry you keep getting caught." Boom. That post racked up thousands of likes in minutes. People flooded her comments, saying, "Girl, speak on it. And he did you dirty too." Jasmine never mentioned names, but everyone knew exactly what she was referencing. For a moment, fans even started defending her, the woman once branded as the ultimate homewrecker, because now, she wasn't the only one. Even more shocking, Jasmine hinted that she had met the other baby mama before. In a comment reply that was quickly deleted, she said, "We crossed paths years ago. Let's just say the truth was always gonna come out. It was just a matter of time." Wait, what? If Jasmine knew, even back then, that Kirk had more secrets, it raises a terrifying possibility. Was Rashida the only one in the dark? Because if other women were piecing this puzzle together behind the scenes, while Rashida was trying to hold the marriage together, it means Kirk's betrayal ran deeper than anyone realized. He wasn't just dishonest, he was strategic. More fuel was added to the fire when a leaked group chat among LHHATL cast members surfaced. In it, one castmate allegedly wrote, "We all knew Kirk had another kid. They just made a deal not to put it on the show. Till now." Fans went wild. So VH1 knew this whole time and waited for the perfect moment to air it all for ratings. The outrage wasn't just aimed at Kirk anymore. It was at production too. People started calling for Rashida to walk away from the show completely, saying, "They keep humiliating her for a check. Enough is enough." And honestly, they weren't wrong. The betrayal just kept getting worse, and Rashida had officially hit her breaking point. Sources close to her revealed she hadn't returned Kirk's calls in days. She reportedly blocked him on all social media, left their shared home, and was now staying at a private location with her inner circle, away from cameras, friends, and especially producers. One insider even claimed Rashida told a friend, "I'm tired of being the storyline. I'm tired of covering for him. This time, he can explain it himself." But Kirk? He wasn't explaining anything. Instead, he doubled down, not with accountability, but with distraction. He posted a throwback clip of his family smiling at a birthday party, captioned, "Real ones always come home." Solid over perfect. But the comments weren't having it. One fan wrote, "You've been hiding kids longer than you've been raising them. Sit down." Another added, "Rashida better leave for good this time, ain't no excuse for this one." While Kirk tried to spin the story into a redemption arc, again, VH1 threw another grenade, releasing never-before-seen confessionals from earlier this season, and one clip shocked everyone. In it, Kirk is shown talking privately with producers, hinting that there were other things he hadn't told Rashida out of fear she would leave. He never mentioned a name. But now, fans were convinced that was him preparing for the Tasha reveal months in advance. So not only did he know about the child, he knew the child's mother had reached out, and instead of being honest, he chose to wait until the network cornered him. Even former LHHATL cast members started speaking out. Carly Red tweeted a cryptic message that read, "Whoo, some of y'all men been hiding more than just phones. Y'all got whole humans y'all won't claim." She didn't name names. But she didn't have to. Fans connected the dots instantly. By this point, Rashida had become the face of emotional exhaustion, and the internet was rallying behind her like never before. TikTok edits, tribute reels, even audio montages of her past breakdowns over Kirk were going viral again. A clip from season 3 of her crying in the kitchen while saying, "You keep lying to me" over and over, had over 4 million views in 24 hours. People weren't just reacting, they were reliving every moment she stood by Kirk, wondering why she stayed, and praying this was the final straw. And then came the moment fans had been waiting for. Rashida went live. When Rashida finally went live, it wasn't for clout, it was a cry from a woman who'd been holding in heartbreak for too long. The screen opened to her, sitting in silence, looking emotionally drained. Her eyes were puffy, her voice shaky, and she took a deep breath before speaking. "I don't owe anybody anything. But I'm tired of being the quiet one. The strong one. The forgiving one." She didn't name Kirk. She didn't have to. Her words hit like thunder. When someone betrays your peace, your trust, your soul, how many times do you let it slide before you stop calling it love? She paused, wiped her eyes, and said what fans had waited years to hear. "This time, I'm not covering for him." The chat went wild. Thousands of hearts poured in. Celebs showed up. Mimi Faust commented, "Say that, sis." Tammy Rivera added, "We got your back." It was the most honest Rashida had ever been with her fans. And then she dropped the bomb. "Yes, it's true. He kept it from me. And he didn't just lie to me, he lied to our kids, to his family, to his own reflection. And I can't be part of that anymore." It was the closest thing to a confirmation that Rashida was walking away not just from the marriage, but possibly the entire show. She ended the live with a quote that left fans speechless. "Sometimes peace costs more than love, and I'm finally ready to pay for it." After the live, VH1 released a teaser for next week's episode, showing Kirk knocking on the door of Rashida's mother's house, with no answer. That single shot spoke volumes. The man who once controlled the storyline, who always found a way back in, was now being locked out literally and emotionally. Even the cast was shaken. Spice went on live and said, "I never thought Rashida would actually leave. She been holding him down since season 1. Safari commented, "She deserves a better story than this." By now, fans weren't just reacting, they were choosing sides. Campaigns to remove Kirk from the next season began trending. Fans were demanding Rashida be given her own spin-off, one focused on healing, business, and legacy, without the weight of betrayal. Even platforms outside of reality TV were picking up the story. Essence, Bet, and People ran features on Rashida's journey, framing it as a story of empowerment and finally letting go. And Kirk? Completely silent. No more lives, no more posts, just a man watching his empire fall apart, not because the truth came out, but because he refused to own it. And that's the lesson of it all. Secrets might stay hidden for a season, but eventually, they blow up. Whew, this one was too much. Kirk's secret child has finally come to light, and Rashida's reaction just gave us the most real moment in love and hip-hop history. We watched a woman stand in her truth, break her silence, and possibly walk away from a man who's betrayed her one too many times. But what happens next? We need to hear your thoughts. Should Rashida leave for good this time? Do you think Kirk has more secrets? And should VH1 give Rashida her own show to reclaim her narrative? Drop your comments below. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and smash that bell so you don't miss the next breakdown, because baby, this ain't over. Number Rashida, number Kirk Frost, number LHHATL, number Hidden Child, number Rashida breaks silence, number reality TV drama, number Love and Hip Hop, number VH1T, number emotional damage, number cheating scandal.